Okay, next question. This lady has an autistic boy. We've talked about God is able to reach the autistic and people with special needs. And she says, does God visit special kids in their dreams? Has he said anything like this before? Quite a few times my son has explained dreams that I think is a visit from God. How would you respond to that?
He certainly does. And this is the way, and the Holy Spirit added something to me, because if I talk about something and there may have been something that I could have added and didn't, he treats all people like that, no matter what, because there's people in their 50s and even 60s that still have the mentality of a child. He said, I treat them like a child. That's why he asked them. So he actually explained to me that's why he meets them at the time of death, which at that time they'd be in the right mind. There's no handicaps or anything, distortions of the way a person should be. When your physical body dies, what steps out is a perfectly formed spiritual body. It's still you, but you have no handicaps, no holdups, nothing blocking your ability to communicate or understand things. And Jesus said they're treated to me like a child, because that's the mind of a child, is what they have. So yes, he does catch them up to heaven in their dreams. And sometimes it's hard if they're already having a problem communicating, trying to explain what they saw or where they were. But I do know that he does do that. So that probably did happen.
That's really good. Now, and let me take this opportunity to tell some people about this little boy. He must be 11 now. When he was 9, he is extremely autistic, and I think he went autistic. He wasn't born that way, and it went that way for some reason. But God began to catch him up. Now, you can look him up on Facebook. It's called Josiah's Fire. He's like 11 years old. He can only communicate with like an iPad, and so he types out, it's deep poetry. His mother will know what he's trying to say because he runs all the letters together, and he describes the relationship with God, relationships in heaven, and he'll do it in a deep poetry way, but he can't talk with his mouth. And he's apparently often caught up to heaven, and I'll see what your thoughts are about this, and he takes classes. The Lord teaches. Does that sound like anything you've seen?
Absolutely. There's almost like a mentoring in heaven. Certainly there is. And you will have that happen to you when you get there. Or if there's things you don't have a lot of understanding about while you're on the earth, then you will have classes. It's not like necessarily a classroom like we would have here. A lot of that's held outside, and you sit on these, the chairs are like big balls that have some of the crystal sea in them. I don't understand why that's that way, but you do get more learning. I don't want to say necessarily education like you would think here in your natural mind. It's usually revelation that helps to change your life or make your life greater in some way. But I absolutely have seen, they actually have a place called Royal University, Word University, and then there's Creation Lab, where you learn to do different things and speak and make different things, because we know we're made in the image of God. So I can totally understand that he would be getting classes to help him to understand things.
So cool. Well, so those of you who might have missed it, look up with the J, Josiah's Fire on Facebook. You'd have it in 2 shakes.